sounds, like the background noise and stuff with the OBS. I mean, unless he knows. Okay. Okay. And I guess we're live now. So, ciao, Bianconeri. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name's Justin Sofro. With me today, you know his name, Julian.
Hi, how's it going, guys?
Yeah, you're allowed to talk. So I'm not gonna own this like I did last time. I'll try not to. But how are you doing, sir? How's it going today? Any news with you? I appreciate you, by the way, for filling in the last few days while I've been out of town. I know some people that might have been a good thing.
No, yeah, I'm good. There was a tornado here in Canada. Imagine that. But where I live, I was able to avoid it, and now I'm chilling with you again. So it's all good.
Right, not a bad way to wrap up the day, I guess, depending where you are. Well, I'm glad to hear that the tornado didn't take you all out. Where was it? Like, do y'all have a lot of planes out there? Like, is it common?
We got a major air station in Toronto, YYZ, Pearson Airport.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, is that what YYZ is? Like Bianconeri? Like YYZ?
Yeah, that's that.
Oh, I knew the club was called that because like I'm a member of that too, and like a member, but I live down here. But like I didn't know what that actually meant. Anyway, so basically, it's been a little while since I've seen you, or I've been in the chat creeping for the last few days, trying to instigate stuff. People have put a watch on me a little bit, but we'll see. Now nobody can stop me except for he can mute my mic. But anyway, so first I wanted to get into. It's been a little bit since the last time we met. I think before the last time we talked was it last Thursday, and that was before the final, obviously, right? It was after the Spain match. It's already over.
Yeah,
okay.
It was after the semifinal, right before the final.
That's great. Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure because other days just run together for me anymore. But basically, a lot of today, obviously, is we're going to get into that. We want to do ratings and talk about all the different players and things. I had a few comments I wanted to talk about, but what were your thoughts? Did you cover? And I apologize if I missed. Did you talk about like your thoughts about obviously winning the Euro Cup, the entire journey, the everything going on with that?
So I didn't do a really big deep dive into the whole tournament as a whole, but I did go over how Chiellini and Bonucci and like the Juventus players really stepped up to the plate and helped Italy win. I didn't go out by game, but I did have my qualms with certain players and I let them know, but I didn't take too much time into it.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was wondering. Well, I just kind of wanted to go over that for a little bit before we really dive into these player ratings. I don't know. It was just such a cool experience. I'll be honest, like I talked about, why Juventus means what it means to me. And a lot of it has to do with that 06 team, the run that they made with Del Piero. And, or not saying Del Piero was the main reason they won that, but like, that goal against Germany, Buffon, stepping up penalties and all that. There was a lot going off of it that just kind of like I even mentioned it last time we were talking about how I felt like there was, I don't want to say history repeats itself because it doesn't, but it felt like I had a similar feeling the entire time. I had this weird confidence that I don't have because like I may sound like I'm positive a lot, and let me know if I'm lagging and then I'll stop talking because if I am, I don't want to, anyway.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Okay, I appreciate it. But basically, the entire time watching this team, the way they played, the way they whatever, I got that same kind of sense, like almost it was inevitable that they were going to bring it home. And then just for that final match, like if you look at some of the details of it, I know some people have put it out, but like it's so eerily reminiscent of that final against France. Besides a headbutt, that's the main thing that we missed out on. There wasn't a good fight or something like that. During that, but just the way it ended. Unfortunately, we'll talk about him. Obviously, Donnarumma. Not unfortunately, him stepping up and just me falling even more in love with this kid. Like before, when he was at Milan, and obviously I was just like, okay, whatever. And I don't ever think like to me, Buffon is Buffon. He's number one always. But I'm starting to open up on this kid, being like, you could be level with Buffon one day. Like you could be right there with it. I don't know. I don't want to. Okay, that might be a little strong. I know, but at the same time, like if they win a World Cup, if they whatever, like I just love what he has, and just like I want to talk about anyway. We'll get into him and stuff later after the ratings. I want to talk about. I can just ramble on forever. If you have thoughts that you want to cover? Sorry, don't barrel over you the whole time.
No, it's okay. Yeah, but like you said, in the final, it was eerily similar to 06. There was that, obviously just the massive headbutt that was missing, but the center back scores the goal to tie it up later on in the match, goes to penalties, win the game in penalties. Yeah, and like I was telling all my friends and all the people who were asking me how's Italy going to do? How's Italy going to do? And I was like, I'm cautiously optimistic. And that was the way to run with this tournament, because it's the best team they've had since 06. And they just ran with it, and they stayed to form. They listened to their coach, and you win. Team cohesion.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it was so weird just like watching it, you know, the way it started early, and I don't know why. Like, that's when like I had that sunken feeling in my chest, and I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch, this is how it's gonna be." I was like, "Oh no!" Well, I got what was it? Who would they beat 4-0, or was that What was no? It wasn't. Who they beat?
Turkey. Oh, before the tournament started.
No. England after Germany, they beat. Was Ukraine. It Wales? No, Ukraine. Thank you. Yeah. Wales is on the other side. It was Ukraine when they beat them 4-0. And I understand Ukraine is not whatever, but still was impressive enough where I was like, at least for me, I felt like it was. I don't know. I get nervous whenever I see anybody performing well. I also think the worst is going to happen to my team no matter what. So anyway, but it was just one thing that I really wanted to cover was just like if you cannot downplay the tournament that Italy played and the job that Roberto Mancini has done when you look at like who they went through. Yes, I know Spain's not the same Spain, but to go literally Belgium, the number one team, maybe they're not. Maybe they shouldn't still be the number one team, in the world, but they were. They were ranked that.
They were ranked one, so we beat the first ranked team. That's what it is.
Yeah, and then, yes, they had injuries or whatever you want to say, but they still had best players play for the most part. And then from just Belgium, Spain, and then to play. Yeah, and I know Spain's not Spain of 2010 or 2012 or any of that, but still, and then to play England. I don't know. It wasn't like they just skipped their way to the final, like which is what I felt like England kind of did. Yeah, that's out of the bracket at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just cool excitement. One of the things that just takes me back to kind of like me being a kid and just that excitement that I had, which after the year that Juventus kind of dealt with, it was nice to have that high again.
It was.
It
was nice to see those guys win a major trophy. Like Chiellini, Bonucci, and I guess Chiesa now.
That is one of the coolest parts is just seeing them being able to instill their name in history, not just be one of the players that played for a decade and I won't say underperformed, but didn't reach the pinnacle. Yeah, and it is. I'm so happy for Chiellini, and I know Bonucci is a polarizing figure, but I appreciate Bonucci for what he is and what he's done, and just excited to see those older guys, be able to walk away with something. Hopefully not fully walk away. Hopefully, I know Bonucci has mentioned about trying to talk Chiellini into coming back. Oh
yeah,
minus.
No, I think Ali's is.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thanks. I was like, what? Okay, never mind. Sorry, I know, guys. We're messaging behind the scenes. Is there anything? The floor is yours in case again I don't want to own this, but
no, yeah. The main thing was, like I said, Chiellini and Bonucci getting the respect they deserve finally, and they're on, like you said, the pinnacle. They've won the pinnacle. They reached the pinnacle. Sorry, and it's just for me, like us watching them play together for 10+ years. I was talking about this on Monday. It's awesome. They reached a major European trophy. So that's all I have to say about that anymore.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so much celebrating I can do, but that's basically the gist of it. Is basically what I'm saying is I am happy.
Yeah,
that's it. I don't know. But yeah, it's just nice to especially like I said after a season, and also I have my teams that I have. It's really Juventus, Italy, and then my local team, Louisville. And Louisville's been really crap too lately. So it's been nice to have a positive to run off of. But, I guess let's just go ahead and get into some of these ratings if you're ready for it, if you're good to go there. By the way, like the Thanos in the background.
You can see
you've been able to. Oh, yeah. Well, at least, maybe you can on the thing, but I can see him on where I am. So, it's not on the actual screen. But that's awesome. Anyway, excuse me. Sorry, I've got my coffin's trying to come back up. Let's go ahead and do we just want to start with Szczęsny then and the situation with him and the ratings that we're going to give for Wojciech Szczęsny?
Yeah, let's just start from the goalie and go up.
I don't know if you want to go or I can go, whichever you prefer.
Oh, look at you for.
I told you. Actually, I'll go because yours and okay. And then first, actually, let me rant a little bit real quick.
Go ahead.
So while I've been gone, there's been a surge of a I don't want to say trolling, but and I get it, and I get it. When it comes to this channel, there's been some criticisms about the way I do things, maybe the way Julian does things. Julian's great. Julian, he knows his stuff. Basically, I heard his criticisms, and all I really have to say is nobody gives a damn what you all think. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to say whatever I want. It doesn't matter. But one of the reasons that we created this platform is that we're fans, and the reason what I'm going in here and I'm doing is I don't really give a damn. When I say I don't give a damn what you think, I don't give a damn of going in here and breaking down the trajectory of the way Ronaldo shoots the damn ball on the goal every time. That's not me. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for entertainment. I'm here about talking and just, enjoying this and having fun. That's why we have guys like Julian on here, is he knows his shit. And that's why I have you on here to maybe keep me in check, is what I'm saying. Basically, you're the analytical guy more so, I'd say, and then even Alejandro, a little analytical guys. But for the most part, I guess we can say this. In America, we have this, I can't remember what court case it was, but as a fan, maybe since I didn't play the sport, I don't know some things as well as some guys, but I'm a fan and I love this game and I love this team and I love everything about it. But what I would say is there's a court case and I can't remember what it was, but basically I remember an attorney said, I think it was, I can't define pornography for you, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm kind of going with this. It's I can't define everything when it comes to the sport to you, but I know when something's good when I see it. Yeah. That's basically how I'm going with it. But that's why Julian's here to step in, fill me in. He'll correct me on all the stuff that I'm wrong about. And I claim a lot. I think if you read any of my player ratings, I even put a thing last season that basically said it was an editor's note saying that they're all wrong because I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong, but that's my opinion. So we're here for opinions. They may be hot takes, but I just want to have fun with this, guys. So let's just have fun with it going in. Anyway, let's just jump in. Szczęsny and his saying, I'll go first just because I don't have a lot to say on it, and I feel like you'll give a better, more thoughtful critique of it. Anyway,
okay, go ahead.
Szczęsny, I gave him a 4. And the reason I gave him a 4 was because he stopped Donnarumma from joining Juventus. And that's mostly a joke. But honestly, he didn't do great. Like I said, we were talking about it earlier. We're talking about the own goal that he had, not completely his fault, but just didn't put up a great performance. And I guess me overall is I was expecting to see him, or I was hoping to see him come out and give us a higher level of performance than maybe what we got. Just expect, especially after the whole situation broke down about Donnarumma, about him, talking down and saying, I've had nobody come in and want me. I'm staying here for everything I know. I'm here and all that. But then it just didn't reflect well for Juve's future that this is what I saw right after all that drama. Yeah. So that's the main reason I give him a 4. Now I'll let you do the thoughtful thing and tell me why you gave him your rating.
Okay. I give him a 4.5. So I was, I guess, a little less critical of Szczęsny's play. But Poland were meant to get out of that group. There was Spain, Slovakia, and Sweden. So they were not meant to get to the bottom. So to concede the first goal of their group or of their tournament, the way they did against Slovakia, it just it puts even more pressure. And your goalie at that state, or at his age especially, he's supposed to be a leader and he's supposed to have command. And that if you concede that goal right away, then everyone, like I said, they just get pressured. and they have to come back, and we have to exert that much more energy. So if you make that save, you probably are in the game more, and you probably get points on the first day, on the first match day, which you need in a tournament. And he conceded 6 goals on 12 shots. That's 50% save percentage, and that's not even analytics. That's just like, that's bad. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't need to go into analytics to understand, like, that's just not good. So I gave him a 4.5 because of the way he let his team down at the beginning of the tournament, for sure, and just it is end of the months at Juventus, like the later stage of the season for Juventus, just carry over to this tournament, and it has to change, or else we're screwed. We're stuck. We're in a bad spot in goalkeeping. Go ahead.
No, I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't know. It's just nothing I saw from him, and maybe it's not fair that I'm rating him in correspondence to what I see for Juventus. And it doesn't excite me about our future. It worries me. And then people will talk about, like, what our future is after him. What is it? What other options? I mean, yes, we got a few years to go down the road before we know what options we have, but maybe he could get better, but he's my age. He's as old as I am out there. So I don't see him playing for, as long as Buffon. He's not Buffon.
Yeah,
nobody really is. Very few are even close to that. But anyway, I don't feel like I have a ton to really offer when it comes to Szczęsny, but it's just more of, I just wasn't impressed. Yeah. I don't know. It worries me more than anything about the future. Yeah.
There's a reason why nobody wanted to buy him.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
This is going to be, so today's a little bit different than, I think we had in the title as a news show. This isn't a news show, really. It's more of just a live. We're just going live and just chatting because we did the news earlier. I think what we were trying to do is, when you were hosting the news, you'd read through all the news, then you jump in the chat. I don't know if we want to go back and forth right now, or what works better for you. Definitely want to keep people involved.
And, we can go back and forth through the chat, and then if somebody has like a differing opinion on what Szczęsny did or what the player we're rating did, we can go have a look. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No. I think that definitely works. Let's see. I'll see if anybody had. Let's see. I'll go through, and I know some people have listed their entire ratings. Yeah, we'd love that. I appreciate you guys. That's what we wanted you to do. We wanted you all to share your ratings of what you thought. I'll read through it. Some. Let's see. Maria saying we must sign someone. Yeah, I hope so. I sure hope. I'm guessing you mean, I guess you're maybe midfield, or maybe just mean period. But I mean, hopefully Locatelli gets done within the next 48 hours or more. I don't know. I'm hoping something happens soon. We'll see. Okay. Let's see what I'm trying to see what ratings we got. Okay, Mohammed said Szczęsny a 5. Okay. It's very similar. We've got anybody else put out here? Oh, Clement did. Okay, he put Szczęsny as a 4.5 as well. So yeah, I think a lot of people kind of felt the same. Who's MZ Raff? Hello, where's your pen? And
that's
then put Canada. Oh, is that your mom, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I apologize, Miss Genotti. Oh, is it? Oh, it's not your mom?
No, it is, but it's okay. You can don't apologize.
I apologize for any inappropriate language I used.
No, it's okay, man.
This is supposed to be a children's show, and I try to be passionate. That's awesome that your mom too did that. That's hilarious. And that's great. I appreciate the support. Anyway, well, let me tune it down just a little bit.
Go ahead, dude. You do you, man.
Let's see. One is saying that I think tech like Morata relies so much on confidence, and probably the whole GGO talks for some months now got to him. Pretty sure Allegri will rescue the real Czech this season. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Again, I don't want to talk over you, so I'll let you.
I feel like Juan, whenever he comments, it's really optimistic things. I think even during the latter stage of the season, though, we saw there was no Donnarumma rumors. So, like, why did his play go down there at that point in the season, right? It's just, I agree that it's all about confidence. However, at some point, you got to get out of it. You got to snap out of it if you want to continue to be on Juventus. Justin, you might not have sound. I don't know.
My bad. That was
There
me.
you go.
I muted it because I was like making sure in case my nose allergies is bothering me.
Yeah.
So I muted it. I gave a really good take too. You all missed out. That was a great take. Anyway, what I'm saying is I agree, but I also disagree just because at the same time there were murmurs about Donnarumma throughout the season. Ever since his contract was coming to an end, there were rumors about Juventus being interested in wanting.
Yeah.
At least I was digging into the trash and was just like, come give me Donnarumma, because that's just what I want. I want the Italian national team players. I want a lot of them. That sounds weird, but I want them to come play for. I want the good ones to come play for Juventus, and it's just like to me. Well, actually, this is something I wanted to talk about, and I'll bring it up right now. This is a side topic about Donnarumma and his situation. I should say, watching him and his performance, especially since we're on the goalkeeper situation anyway with Szczęsny, it just made me miss it was even more devastating to me to watch him come up so big in those final moments.
Yeah.
When I know what we have with Szczęsny, and just like thinking about that could be that. And then also, like, to me, I almost at this point, and like, maybe, this is probably maybe this is a stupid statement. I mean, it definitely is, because we need we need midfielders and stuff, things like that before we need a goalkeeper. But I almost would prefer to have him over Locatelli right now, just because the reason I say this, and you can tell me I'm wrong, and I know I'm wrong, but the reason I say this is just because it's just in keeping with the history of Juventus, having Buffon, having Peruzzi, having Zoff, all those players. Like, to me, having the goalkeeper of the Italian national team means a lot. Again, it's a lot of money, all that goes along with it. Yeah, it's not feasible really right now, but it's still just gut wrenching just to see how good this kid is. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I thought it was hilarious. I know that's not what happened, but I thought it was hilarious that, like, his reaction to winning at the end was just walking away. But, like, he said that he didn't know, and he thought it was going on to more penalties. Yeah. But I like to think that he was just that cool and was just like, no big deal. No big deal. Anyway, I'll let you respond or tell me.
Let's continue with the ratings, because we still have 11 more players.
Yeah, sorry. I apologize. Again, like,
no, it's okay, man.
Let's okay. Yeah, let's move on. Who do you got next up? Is that Demiral?
I think we got Merih Demiral next.
Okay, yeah.
Turkish center back.
Let's go to Demiral. I'll let you go first on this one then.
Okay. Are we gonna wait for the graphic to pop up, or are we just gonna go on?
That's okay. It's up now. That's a good question. I saw it was I was a little bit delayed on my end. It showed up for me. Do you have it on yours?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. Okay. So, we got the same. We got 4.
Oh wow!
Across the board. Yeah. So obviously, Turkey as a whole nation, they flopped. They did not perform. They're meant to be the dark horse the whole tournament, but from their forwards to their back line, their midfield, nothing gelled, nothing clicked. They're very poor in midfield. Burak Yilmaz, who had a great year at Lille, he sucked. And Demiral and Soyuncu, as a pair, they were not good enough. And obviously we saw Demiral score an own goal, and then he got benched for the next game. So obviously the Turkish coach didn't really have control over the team. Because leading up to the tournament, they were beating France, and they took 4 points off France in qualifying. So that's why everyone was calling them a dark horse. But at the end of the day, they weren't good enough for whatever reason, and Demiral is a part of that group. And he's not always had the best technical ability, but he's usually strong and he's usually good in the air, and we didn't see any of that.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, obviously hindsight's 2020 or whatever you want to call it, but like going into the tournament, like, I don't know. I also, like I said, I have this apprehension with every team we play, no matter who they are. But going into it, like, I think we even were talking about it, like, in the bianconerizonechannel text group. The three of us were just acting like we were. I mean, I felt like we were all fairly nervous going because I didn't know what to expect.
Yep.
And I also live in a neighborhood here, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of a small community, but in Louisville, Kentucky, my neighborhood has a ton of Turkish people in it. Like, they're all over.
Weird.
So, like, I was the one guy flying my Italian flag and, getting dirty looks left and right. from it. But then, yeah, it's just he didn't look like the same player that I saw when I saw him, I guess, earlier in last season for Juventus, when he's being very active on defense. I don't know how much that took out of him, that own goal, like how much that just crushed his confidence.
Yeah.
And then and then you don't have the same kind of talent surrounding you. Not that Juventus has the best talent that they've had in a long time.
Yeah.
Here, like when you look at some of the Turkish players, they just don't seem to gel well.
Yeah.
At all. But yeah, that's mainly my gist from it. And like I said, he was pulled. He didn't really get to play much after that.
Yeah.
He was pulled the next match. So yeah. Unfortunately,
it was a poor tournament all around for him, for Turkey. It might have diminished his value a bit. So I'd still try and sell him for 30 million. But at the end of the day, if nobody's barking up that, then I just keep him for now.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I think we got De Ligt next.
Yes. Oh, no, sorry. It said my headphones were going out, but I think it's my other pair of headphones that are upstairs. Otherwise, I was not hearing you. Yeah, let's move on to De Ligt then. I'll take this one first.
You go first.
Oh, if you want to go. No, you go ahead. I'm trying to calm myself down.
Okay.
I'm calming myself down. Let's go.
So I gave Matthijs de Ligt 7 because he didn't play every game of the tournament, obviously, for Holland. Or I guess we're gonna call him the Netherlands, but I like to say Holland. So he missed the first game first couple of games, I think, because of an ankle issue. So we got the same rating again.
Did we really?
Wow. You copied my homework.
I did. I just copied and pasted it and just sent it right in.
Okay. Yeah. So De Ligt's actual on the field performance, it was good. It was solid. Like, he was in the running for team of the tournament up until they got eliminated, and his unfortunate red card. And I'm an apologist for De Ligt. I think he was falling over at first for that red card specifically. And then he just got pushed into it more. And I've seen Chiellini do it where nothing was, like, no red card was given at all. But now with VAR and other refs' judgments, like, that's in other games, he's not getting a red card. But this one, he happened to get a ref, and it all merged in one, and he got a red card. He got sent off, and that really killed his tournament. And then we see on Twitter and we see on social media, everyone's ripping on him. It's like, dude, come on. He made one mistake and he's falling over anyway. Like, he's still top 5 center back, top 10 center back in the world. It's like the handball shit all over again. But
your mom's listening.
Yeah, and we could see he could play in a back three because he played in the back three with Holland. So maybe if Allegri wants to experiment this season, we can play in a back three with Bonucci and Chiellini. So I'm optimistic.
Yeah. And this is not going to help my the hate that I get sometimes. Outside of the Italy, like I said, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, I didn't watch every other match. Like, I wanted to, but I have a kid. I got a full-time job. So I've been busy. It's been crazy. I saw some highlights and I saw a lot of the hate, or like I saw the conversations between, was it his coach that was criticizing him a lot?
No,
is that who it was, or was it that's
former,
what it was. Yeah.
Former Dutch great. He's like, you went to Juventus, that was the wrong decision, blah blah blah. It's like, dude, get over yourself. You play for Milan. I get it. Yep. You have a little hate there, but come on.
Yeah. I saw a lot of those comments, and then I saw like De Ligt take credit for all that. I looked through his stats and stuff like that. That's kind of where I went with it, and then I also went with the premise of he was injured, like, going into this from the beginning, so he wasn't in his peak condition. So It's not fair to expect everything out of him, that you'd expect out of your every other player. I don't know. Like I said, I'm waiting more to get into the Italian players to really give you some to give like a good conversation, because I didn't see a lot of the Netherlands. I love De Ligt, but I didn't see a lot of that. We have Muhammad, gave him a 6, too much for De Ligt. And then I mean, you might be right from what people are saying. And then we got Juve Forever's giving him a 5.
That's harsh. Like,
Yeah.
again, he was very good in the games he played up until the red card. He was very good.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that he didn't play the whole tournament. It's unfortunate that he made a mistake, and that's all.
Yep. Let's see. Clement gave him a 5 as well. Some of you may be a little harsh in some of these, but I guess it just depends. I think it depends here because I know some people came in and I know what it was. A lot of times it was a lot of the Ronaldo fanboys. Whenever I would do ratings and like I would give Ronaldo a harsh rating, but like the problem is I rate Ronaldo harder than I would most players.
Yeah,
and I feel like
more.
That's
it's expectations.
Exactly. Like, you don't do that with, we always go to LeBron or Michael Jordan or whoever it is. You don't rate him the same as you would Montrezl Harrell. Or I'm just like, nobody knows who I'm talking about. But like these other players, it's not the same. So like, 20 and 10 is not the same when you're talking about LeBron. That's what he should be getting. I don't know. Maybe not 10. Anyway, let's move on. Old sports saying that De Ligt cost them the match. Maybe. I mean, he took credit for it, but let's go on to Bonucci. Let's go ahead and switch it up and go to him and talk about finally getting to these Italian players. I I will say that I did a little bit different for my Italian player ratings than, maybe some of them got a boost just for the fact that they won the damn tournament. It's like the way I look at it. Yeah. So here's the way I'm saying. Did I go for you went first last time? Do you want me to go this time?
All
right. I gave Bonucci an 8.5, which is actually lower than you. So there we go. Yeah. I'm not the Bonucci. I don't know what you want to say. Simp or I don't know. I don't know what the word people use anyway. So basically, what I took from this is like, say what you want about Bonucci alone and like his ass defending. Sorry, Miss Giannotti. But say what you will about his defending, especially in all the criticism that he gets throughout the season for Juventus. It's almost when he and Chiellini are at their peak, and it's really when Chiellini, honestly, and I can understand like you want to be like, oh, he doesn't perform as well by himself. But when you have him and Chiellini together, they gel together so well. I've never seen better chemistry in two players. Like when they get out there, they literally is. I think Chiellini said like he knows Bonucci better than his wife or something like that. I think he said that one time. And I mean, I buy into it when I see this kind of performance and the way that what they do together. What were some of the stats? Was it like they didn't make a well, obviously he had the equalizer in the final. But wasn't there like a progression stat or something like that? Like
they never got dribbled by the whole tournament.
Yes,
either one of them.
Totally. Yeah. It's just all those little things that they do. One thing I was going to ask, and this went along with this, and I put this question out there, floated. Like, has there ever been and maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is my lack of knowledge. You guys win again. Has there ever been a better center back duo than Bonucci and Chiellini that you can think of? At least in modern. Yeah. That you would take over them convincingly.
Modern day. So if we're gonna say like what do you want to call modern day? Like from 2010 on, just for our sake.
Maybe. Let's say that works. 2010 on. Last decade or so.
I would say from 2010 on, they have been the most the best center back partnership in terms of chemistry and like being able to play together, because no one else has played together for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it. Like Ramos and Varane, they've been together for a while, but and they've won the Champions Leagues, obviously. But in terms of pure defending, there's no one who's better at pure actual defending than those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw Maldini, Nesta, and of course that's great, but we went from 2010 and up. So
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Mohammed, what did Bonucci do wrong to not get a 10 out of 10? To me, I mean, I think, yes, I know he's probably joking, but I don't know what it'll take for me to give a 10 to anybody. You have to play a perfect game. You have to play a perfect game. Yeah, a whole perfect tournament and then in the final, like you have to. I don't know exactly what it would take, but like the pornography quote. When I see it, I'll know it.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Well,
but like I don't
there
know.
were some hiccups with Bonucci because he got played out on the Spain goal in the semifinal. He got dinked around where he should have dropped back a little bit more. But it is what it is, right? He played a great tournament still. He was in the team of the tournament. I thought he was very good. His ball distribution was on point as per usual. He split defenses. He skipped out on passing to Jorginho and Locatelli and found Barella or even Immobile. And the best pass in soccer is eliminating the most defenders possible, right? So he's still probably top 5 center back in that regard at ball playing.
Yeah, I give him a lot of credit just for those long balls. Every time he delivers one, it's almost perfect. And like it's beautiful because our midfielders can't do that right now. Yeah, he's able to do that almost every time on a dime. Yeah. I don't know. Did you get to go? Sorry, I know I talked a lot. Did you want to go?
No, I tried. Or did you? But yeah, he's a 9 because it was a good tournament. Of course, he made the team of the tournament. But there were still like little mistakes that we see here and there. And that's why it is harsh, but it is what it is. 9 is still really good.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I want to ask you, and this is just a question for you. Something I note that I wrote was, could you maybe say, and you know this better playing the sport, coaching it, could you say Bonucci's struggles of late at Juventus, could that be associated with the adjustment to his other teammates and the chemistry is off compared to what obviously, yes, he's going to come down a level because or not him, but like the play as a duo will come down because you have that chemistry with Chiellini. But like, could say De Ligt, whoever it is, their needs be too vastly different than maybe that of Chiellini? That's why he struggled so much.
100%. He's a guy that plays with emotion, and if you're playing Salernitana and you have some doughhead beside you playing center back, he's not going to play his best. Mm-hmm. And when he's playing with all these, like in midfield, who's he going to bypass? Who's he going to pass to? And find those pockets of space on this current Juventus team. Like we had Barella for Italy that you could split a couple opponents and get them on the half turn and get going. On Juventus, we don't have that. No one could get open the way that the Italian national team did. And like I said, if it's the set or quarterfinal and Chiellini's playing beside Bonucci in the Champions League, he'll be way better. It's just it's emotion for him, and you could see it after the game. He cussed out England, basically.
Yeah.
He's a player built on emotion, and it's a good thing, but it's also a not so good thing because he needs someone to guide him a bit, even in those sheltered games.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I want to go ahead and get into Chiellini because I know time-wise I'm taking too long, so I apologize. No, but I like this conversation that we're going with. Of course, we could also save not the ratings, but we could save some of these other conversations for next time. Yeah. That I'm bringing up. I don't know why I have like a sheet of lies. Like I'm preparing for like a 3-hour live with some of these questions. But while we're switching over to Chiellini, basically what I want to say, I want to read through some of these. I think, let's see, Nayev said, closest one I would say is Ramos and Pepe, but they didn't win a lot. Allegri is bringing back prime, Bonucci and Chiellini after last season. That was the fix was always in. Yes, the fix is always in. Bonucci's distribution is amazing. I love your mom over here. I've said worse.
She has.
I need to meet your mom now. Actually, my mom's an Italian mother, so there you go. She says worse to me regularly. Let's see. Nayev, he didn't give his back once this tournament. That is, did he? Not that I can remember. Did you see?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did his last turn, but
yeah.
There were some little points where you could see, like when Acerbi was beside him a couple times too. It was, you could tell it wasn't the same.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's for sure. Mohammed still. What did Chiellini and Bonucci do wrong? Did not get a 10 out of 10 again? It's not what they did wrong. It's just that there has to be even something extra to what we saw. I mean, 9.5 is almost unheard of.
Yeah.
That's Leah. That's his mom. That's Julian's mom. He was asking who that is. Yeah. That's hilarious. Anyway, okay, let's just go ahead and get into Chiellini. You go ahead, and I'll let you take over from this one from the beginning.
Yeah, so I gave him a 9.5. I honestly was going to give him a 10, but then I looked back and I said to myself, he was hurt. He didn't play every single game. He did, it could have cost the team, in my opinion, if he came out that early against Switzerland. No, what was it? Yeah, against Switzerland. Mm-hmm. And we conceded a goal right, because he does that for Juventus quite a bit. He does come off because he's struggling with injury. If you feel like that before the game, just don't play. I'd rather not make a sub after 10 minutes, honestly. And then the second part is he did get caught a couple times in games, and obviously saw the major one against England when he ragdolled Saka. So of course he probably should have got a 10, but he gets a 9.5 for me. He's just a warrior.
Yeah, I've always loved Chiellini, but just being able to watch him and his performance. What I love too is there's a comment. I remember I wrote an article last year when we were looking at Luis Suarez, and I took a quote from Chiellini where he basically talked about the bite and about him biting him. Yeah. And I basically said that he's I know I'm not upset at all about it. He's the son of a bitch, and I am too when we're out there on the field, and that's what I want. Yeah. And that's what a competitor should be. Yeah. And I felt I was already in love with him, but I felt even more in love with Chiellini as a player. Just seeing that and hearing that, I was yes, exactly what I want. As a fan, I want you to have that kind of passion. Yeah, I want you to be out there and win at any cost. And yeah, so when he pulled that off, that was probably one of the highlights, just to see, whatever it takes. And it should be that. Take the card 100%. Rather than giving up potentially an easy goal there. I mean, who knows? The way kid couldn't take a penalty very well, so maybe he would have messed up. But still, you don't want to chance that. Yeah. There was something about Chiellini. I switched over to him. There's something I had that I want to say. It's completely out of my mind now, so I apologize. If you have more to say on it, you can. Basically, all I really put was just that he's really solidified himself to me as one of, if not the greatest defender that I've really watched. Just the way he plays, the way he locks down Lukaku. Was it Kane? Yeah, players like that. It's just, I don't know. I've never felt more confident than going up against Lukaku and just seeing what he does to most other teams. And he just is. I mean, he's a puppy out there when Chiellini's there. He's got him on a leash the whole time.
He goes him in his back pocket. That's where he goes. Whenever Inter plays Juventus, whenever Lukaku plays Chiellini, he's going right here.
Besides that penalty, unless he gets a penalty, that's about all he's going to do. Yeah. Anyway, Chiellini, Bonucci, stars, two of the stars of the tournament, easily. Yeah, for sure. And then our other guy. Let's see, James Tonin, Gorilla 10. No way they win that tourney without. Yeah, absolutely. There is a big part of me that. Yeah, well, I mean, that's one reason. I don't give out 9 or 9. I don't usually want to give out a 9 or 9.5 or anything like that normally. But the reason is they won the tournament. Yeah. So that to me, the boost is the 9.5. Yeah. I mean, and they played amazing. They played fantastic. There are other things that could have been done to perfect it and tweak it a little bit, but outside of that, nothing better. I don't know what else to say, but it takes more to get a 10. That's all I'm saying. If not, I don't know. We can move on. I know we're tighter on time. Let's move on to Rabiot and his performance. I don't know how close we are on this one. I feel like we might be close enough on a lot of these just because I went through a lot of times what I do when I do ratings, I go through different stats sites and read all into that because I didn't watch it. I watched obviously was it when France lost to who they lose to?
Switzerland?
Yes. Yeah. That match. I watched that and I saw what he did in that match, but I didn't watch every other one. I just no offense. And I mean they're one of the better teams, so I probably should have watched more, but I didn't. Okay. So we got we're close enough. I gave him a little bit lower. I gave him a 5, you gave him a 5.5. Only thing I really had to say about him was just I know he was played a little bit out of his role. Was he when he moved back to the defense a bit?
So when when Lucas Digne and Hernandez got hurt, Deschamps thought it was a good idea to put Rabiot as a left back. The guy who's just stay in the middle of the park always. They just thought, let's put him as a left back. Obviously, it's not his fault that he was put there, but he still could have. Like, you're 26 years old. You should know how to play a position. I'm not saying you have to play it perfectly, but you should know. On the second goal for Switzerland, he collapsed into the box when there was I believe the right winger crossed it in, and he was outside the touchline area. Like, why are you tucked in so far? Try and block across. Try and get in his way. Try and make him do something else. He's physically strong, Rabiot. So why, you can outmuscle people. I don't understand. You're 26. You should probably know this, and you're a professional footballer, and you get paid so much money. You should know these things. I know these things. I don't get paid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To me, it was just obviously it was one of the weakest aspects of the French team
100%.
From what I saw during that. Which I mean, it's fair to say that to him. Like, I don't want to say it's not fair because, like, you look, they have a ton of stars on that team and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't know. I just, I'll give him points for. Was it who was it? Who was getting in the fight? Was it his mom with Mbappe, or who was it? Was it Mbappe's mom or Rabiot's mom?
Rabiot's mom called out Pogba's mom or something, or Pogba's family and Mbappe's family. So that started some drama. But it is what it is. The mom reminds me of Icardi's wife.
Oh yeah. So that's what I meant. Yeah. You lose a little points when you go after Pogba. It's the only way I really go for it. Let's see. Anybody else got? Let's see. Rabiot's not a wing back. 6 for Rabiot. That's harsh on him. Left back is not his position. That's fair.
Yeah, we get it. But he still had to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Cuadrado is all over the place, and
Cuadrado plays very well wherever he's asked. Matuidi was good when he played at left back. Remember those days?
Yeah. Yep. Wasn't his ankle wrecked too, and they weren't going to play him at one point. I think 5-1-5 is fair, but he's a lot better than his Euro performances.
He is.
If you're talking about Rabiot, he is. Rabiot's been. I literally went from a lot of when I say last season, the 1920 season, being like, I don't want him out on that field, to now I am very comfortable and I have a lot of confidence sometimes in what Rabiot can do out there.
Yeah.
I've never seen, not that I've never seen, but I am shocked at the switch that I've had with him. I was just expecting him to be the same as Ramsey forever when it came to the amount of the quality of his performance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I kind of put them in the same boat a lot. Me personally, just because maybe it's just I'm always let down. All right, unless you have anything else to add on Rabiot, we can move on.
I hope Allegri doesn't see Matuidi in a similar light as Rabiot, and I would never want to see Rabiot play left back in my life again. And we can move on from that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what Allegri's going to do with the squad. With some of these players moving around. Here's another one that doesn't excite me to talk about. Let's talk about Adrien Ramsey.
I think we're going to have a different rating for this one.
Did we?
I think we're going to. Oh, wow.
Not that different. A lot of this I looked up stats. That's how I rated it. Like, that's real. I mean, I'll be honest. I watched them play when they played Turkey, and it was it kind of reminded me of the if you ever watch South Park, the episode of the Little League one where they all just want to go home and they just keep they both want to lose. That's what I felt like when I was watching that match. The whole time I was like, who wants to go home more? And they're like, no, you're gonna kick our ass. We suck. Yeah. And that's basically what I felt like the entire time. So it was literally, I would say it was almost painful for me to watch that. But then, and of course, the other time that I really watched them play was when they played not Juventus, Italy, and Italy's playing with their B squad. You had Belotti and all them out there. So it's hard for me to really get a good feel of how good of a performance he had. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah.
When I say that?
He got into very good. He was really busy. He was the Arsenal Aaron Ramsey. Before all of his injury problems. When he was on his game at Arsenal, he was pretty good. I like to watch him actually. He linked up the attack or the midfield to the attackers, and you saw that for Wales this tournament. Obviously, he was playing with Dan James, who kind of sucked, and he's playing with like a not prime Bale, and he's playing with, I forget the striker's name, number 13. I forget what his name is, but like I think he was a championship player or something, and I thought he was well. He was buzzing around the pitch. He's tackled well. He got his goal. He should have 3 that game, to be fair. But and then he reminded me of the old Ramsey. But so if someone wants to come in and scoop him up, let's get it going.
Yeah. No, it was Did you say this? I apologize. I was reading through some of this too while you were.
Yeah.
I was listening and trying to read. Did he score against Turkey?
Yeah,
is that who it was? Was that match? Yeah, I did see that one. I did see that. Did he score any otherwise, or was that the only one?
But he should have had 3 against Turkey.
Yes, that's what it was. That's what I remember because I kept hearing Ramsey. Yep. Let's see. We got Mohammed 6.5 for Ramsey, so he agrees with you. Let's see. Old Sport Ramsey actually did well. Hopefully, someone from EPL comes for him. I just hope somebody from anywhere comes for him.
Yeah.
At this point, honestly, I feel like we're just stuck with him. I mean, maybe we'll get off lucky, but I'm not confident a lot. Let's be honest. Who is Ramsey playing with?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, Bale, Dan James, who's a reject at Man United, and I just looked it up. It's Kiefer Moore. So if you have that name in the back of your head, you know ball.
Yeah. Yeah. No. As people will be clear to tell you on here, I do not. I'm gonna keep taking shots. Okay, let's see. We got a quick DiMarzio drop saying meeting schedule again tomorrow between Juve and Sassuolo for Locatelli. So until something's done, there we go. Every day I feel like I read that same, news coming out. Let's move on back to another Italian. If you're ready to move on,
sure.
That's all right. We've got our boy Federico Bernardeschi. Maybe the not most he's controversial, but the least beloved of the Italian players. For the squad,
the black sheep.
Definitely the black sheep of Juventus as well. I had him at 5.5. Oh, I actually ranked him. Oh yeah, well that makes sense. The Italian shill is gonna rate Bernardeschi slightly higher than you. You had him at a 5. I'll let you decide who goes first and given their.
I'll go first only because I'm going to talk for like maybe 15 seconds.
He
scored 2 penalty shots, very good penalty shots. If they went in, that's all that matters. And he's god awful on the field, no matter what he does. But thankfully, he didn't dribble out of bounds this game or kick it for a corner.
Yeah,
and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I have a lot to really put to that, and this is sad that I'm saying this. I mean, it's a 5.5. It's not like I gave you a good score. Like a 5.5 is not. I think 6 is like the floor of what you should be as a player for the most part. Not in the floor of what you should be getting, but like that's the performance I expect at least. Anything below that is a disappointment.
Yeah.
Which Bernardeschi, high disappointment's good for Bernardeschi is the way I look at it. So I guess the reason that I gave him this is honestly, it's just that he didn't do anything to completely just screw us over in any of the matches that he really came in. Did he do anything good? No. Did he do anything god awful? But did he do anything god awful? There were a few plays that I looked at him like, what the hell are you doing? But it wasn't.
Every set piece he took was awful.
Really? I thought there was one. I swore I remember one. Okay.
Yeah, he hit the target on the one shot from like 25 yards away. I'll give him that.
The free kick that he took was still way better than anything Ronaldo usually takes. So I'm just, I'm whispering right into your guys' ears. This is what I want. I want sideline Ronaldo. I want Bernardeschi out there taking every free kick over him. Not every. I don't really want him taking him over, but I'd rather him take him over Ronaldo. They're at least close. They're not going directly into the wall. Yeah. I don't know what else. I mean, not that they're great, but it could have been worse. Is what I'm saying.
It could have been worse.
Basically, just my rating for Bernardeschi, and then we can move on because we've still got a few guys to go, and we're running really short on time. And then we'll get out of here. Basically, it was just that he could have done worse for the national team, and then he made he finished his penalties.
Yeah.
And like he had the penalty. Technically, I guess you could say that won the year. I mean, really, it was Donnarumma making stop, but he had the penalty that won in the end.
He
so
did.
I don't know. You got to get something there. Let's go ahead and move on to Kulusevski. We can put Bernardeschi to rest. I mean, he's not going to rest. We'll hear more on him because he's not going anywhere. No matter all the reports, he ain't going anywhere this offseason. He's like on the end of all the people that are getting shipped out. We got priorities that are higher than worrying about Bernardeschi right now. So we feel like him. And then let's see. 6.5 Bernardeschi did nothing wrong, scored above the spins. Yeah. If you want to go ahead, Kulusevski, I gave him a 7. You gave him a 7.5. Again, another one that I saw a little bit of. I think I saw the very first match that he played, and I didn't see much after that. These are going after stats, so I'll be honest with this. not a Sweden fan.
Yeah. So as soon as he entered the pitch for the first time after his absence, I'll say, in the first 2 games. But as soon as he entered the pitch against Slovakia, he dominated, and he got the 2 assists. And I'm so excited for him in his future with the team. I've been saying this for every show. Probably I've mentioned his name. I'm so excited for him. Like I said, his final ball probably needs the most work out of anything, but that will come. He's still young. It was only his 2nd professional season, and he's lighting up a Euro Cup at age 20, 21. So he was very good. Even against the elimination game against Ukraine, before he went off, he was the most dangerous guy. Even when Isak was having a really good tournament, every time Kulusevski touched the ball, he looked dangerous. And Isak actually took a step aside, and I thought Kulusevski was the better player. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a lot to offer when it comes to his performance in the Euros. The one thing I just want to touch on Kulusevski is I'm just interested to see the way Allegri utilizes him in his system, and to see, because I think we'll see a much better Kulusevski than we saw for a lot of last season.
Yeah.
A lot of last season, I was kind of disappointed with some of the ways he was utilized, and some of at the end of the season, there were a few games that he came up big. But there were just a lot of times that I was just disappointed with his performances. I'm not really going in a lot just because we've got other players to talk about.
Yeah.
And not a lot of time. If you're good to move on, I'll go ahead and skip if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to my favorite. One of my fast-growing favorites, Federico Chiesa. I would like to say, I just want to announce to everybody that I was one of the few people that were huge on Chiesa coming to Juventus.
Oh, yeah?
While a lot of you hated on it. I mean, that's not. Yeah, but you know the reason why he was on the Italian national team, and I liked a few things I saw from him. It's not because I am some, I'm not Nostradamus out here being like he will. Yes, I didn't know that he'd be this successful, but I liked what I saw from him. A lot of times what I rate people on, what I love is just, and it's the same BS a lot of coaches tell you when you're in high school and whatever. It's just playing with hustle or grinta or whatever you can call it, and that's what he has, and that's what I saw at Fiorentina. He was just outworking everybody, and that's what I love about Chiesa, and it's paying dividends for the Italian national team, for Juventus overall. I mean, heck, people are offering 100 million euros for this kid.
Wild.
Yeah, it's insane, especially when we were looking at buying him, and they were, I think Fiorentina had a 70 million euro price for a while, and everybody was scoffing at it, laughing at it, being like, that's insane. And I mean, it was at the time, because he didn't really, I mean, he wasn't playing with the best players, but he didn't really show it at the time. And then now look at him. But I love this kid. That's all I can say. I love players like him who, for the Italian national team and for Juventus, you can tell that they're passionate and they love playing for the team. Like, there's not many players in professionally anymore that you see like get excited. That's why, and this is a dumb thing for me to say, but like here locally, I'm a college fan more than I am a pro fan, because a lot of pro basketball, football, that yes, they're doing it for a paycheck. Everybody wants to make money, but like when you see there's some back in like the early 2000s that before really the one and done rules and all that stuff, people go and they play college and you play with a lot of passion and like energy because a lot of people grow up like Louisville fans or grow up Kentucky fans or whatever fans they are and they love these teams, and that's what I see. I see that exact same thing that I loved growing up in Chiesa and players like him. So that's the main thing. What I'll say. I mean, he did a lot. Obviously, that was the one he scored. They're just running together. The one where he like stopped his dribble, and then
the Austria goal where he headed it down. Yeah.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
The first one against Spain in the semifinal.
Son
against Spain, he wrapped it with his right foot around to the far corner. In the round of 16, he took it down with his head and then took another touch and then smashed it with his left foot.
Yes. Yeah, the Austrian one. You're right. Yeah. That's the one. I'm terrible with describing what he does.
Yeah.
Again, I played American football. I don't know all the. And when it comes to there's also different American. We call it soccer and all the crap. There's different lingo here that I just sound like a dumbass trying to explain. But yeah, that one, that was one of the more exciting ones for me. I don't know, but anyway, I'll let you have the floor now. I've been slurping Chiesa too long. It's your turn.
So the thing with Chiesa is, as soon as he entered as a starting, as soon as the Austria game, he just took over the tournament. Every time he touched the ball, something was happening. As I've always said that through the past shows, every time he touches the ball in the attacking third, something is happening. Whether it be he's going to cross the ball, he's going to link up with a forward, he's going to shoot the ball, we're going to win a corner. Something positive usually always happens. You saw him take on Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips in one run in the final. I was like, Jesus Christ. When was the last time we actually had a player that direct like that? And I asked that question, I think, yesterday maybe. And the last time it was like Nedved. It's been too long. Yeah. It's been way too long. And
I think that might have been yesterday or the day before. I remember being in the live when you were talking about that.
It's exciting that we have him. It's exciting that he's Italian. That's a big bonus. And I can't wait. I can't wait for a proper coach to have him in a team. And the future's exciting. He was in the team of the tournament, and he gets a 9 from me. He changed the tournament.
Yeah, I think honestly the reason that I gave him only an 8.5 was probably just because I was trying to rein myself in. Because I'm like, there's certain people I don't want to just be like the known as the shill guy who, I mean, I am. I'll admit it. But like, I love this kid, and like I was just like, maybe we'll tone it down just a slight bit. Otherwise, I wanted to go 9, but then I also would have looked like 9 for every Italian player except for Bernardeschi. Yeah. For the most part. I'll read some of these. Sorry, guys. I apologize. We haven't read these. Mohammed gave an 8 for Chiesa. Ranveer said 9, easy for Chiesa. Fix was 9. Chiesa was big on him. Ranveer also said best player of the Euro without a doubt. Changed the knockout matches completely for Italy. James Tonin said, I'm going to church, guys. 10. Fix is always in. Same with Kulu. We haven't seen him yet. And then that goal against Spain good for it. Yeah, definitely. That goal was huge. Also, Ranveer, I want to go by. Ranveer also said earlier, sideline Ronaldo in your club is fighting relegation. I'm going to disagree with you. Also, I want to know, are you, because I mean, I'm more than happy when I say this. I don't mean this as I don't want to say this as like it's a denigrating term, but like, are you a Ronaldo fanboy in this situation? Like, guys, are you mainly a Ronaldo fan first, or are you just a fan, but you use that terminology? Just because I'm trying to understand, I don't know. There was sometimes like heck, I know it was against Bologna at the end, but like the chemistry of the team looked better when he was on the sideline, when he wasn't playing. Like they put together a great game together. So I don't know. That's just where I go with it. I respect Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo. Yep. I disagree even with Julian that I think he is the best player to ever play the game. I'm not going to fight him on it because I don't really care. What I will say, one of the things that I'm pretty big on is that the only Ronaldo, Messi fanboys ruining sport. And they're like, when I say that, it's like not you guys. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that. at least on Twitter, they're a cancer because I can't get on any damn thing to go look at stats about Juventus, stats about whatever, without 50 freaking comments about, Pessi or Ronaldo. And like, shut the hell up. I don't give a damn about Ronaldo or Messi. I care about my Italian players. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a damn about Ronaldo and Messi. The same as like, I mean, heck, if you come to America and you're always fighting MJ and LeBron, like those players, to me, those are the worst. I don't want to say you're the worst fans, but like, it's miserable to deal with that every day in and out. I also don't know how you, not how you live your life, but like as a fan, how you live that fan kind of situation. But that's all I really want to say. It's like, enlighten me, because help me out here, because like I don't get it. And also, I'll say it here. There's people like they don't like when I criticize Ronaldo harshly like I do. But at the same time, there's also people in here that since I started doing this that don't like when I criticize Juventus. And I'm sorry, but the reason we criticize Juventus is because we love Juventus. The same as like anybody else would. If you're not living up to your potential, like I would hope my wife or my mom or whoever it is would be riding my ass if I'm slouching or whatever in that situation. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry, I ranted again. And I don't mean to take over. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
Do you have anything else that you want to add in this situation?
I'm not going to comment on Ronaldo FC today. I'll say that.
Yeah, I just want you guys to know, if you have any comments to make, my @ is @Gianotti151. That's where you can send all your complaints to. It's GIANNOTTI 151. Also go follow him. Well, good. We can move on to Morata if you want.
Let's move on.
All right. So we've got Alvaro Morata, plays for Spain, made it to the semifinal against Italy, lost Italy in penalties, had the missed penalty that led to Italy winning. Also dealt with a lot of crap all Euros. It's just horrendous. Like I don't understand. Like I'm passionate. I'm a passionate fan, and I love sports. And like sometimes I love it too much, where it can ruin my mood and my attitude for the rest of the day. And I can like be annoyed with my family sometimes, or not be annoyed with my family, but I can like obviously be a pain in the ass to deal with. But like to take it into such a place that you're threatening his family and his kids is just horrendous. And just go to hell. That's all I can say. To this. Like that kind of person. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I gave him a 5.
Yeah.
There's why. I mean, he almost dealt the crippling. I don't want to say crippling, but like he was the one who evened up the score against Italy, and I was like, oh no, a Juventus player is going to crush my dreams right here, right now. Like I don't know. Muhammad, sorry, I was just reading. We have crossed an hour, boys. Bring in Morata and Ronaldo already. Harsh on Morata. Let's just rename it the Ronaldo and Morata show.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna give him a 5. I think even though there's a lot of heat on Juve's squad, I feel like we can win in Serie A with transfers with Allegri. Quality is there. They need some order. Maybe I don't know. They need a midfielder. They really need like a Locatelli. They need, or I don't know if Locatelli is really the guy that's going to make the world of a difference, but he's going to be better than a lot what we have. Hey, sorry, just responded to those real quick because I didn't want to neglect chat. Anyway, you take over. Say what you want about Morata.
we got this kind of quickly here. So Morata, he scored a lot of nice goals. He scored 3. He's the all-time leader for Spain now in Euro competition. So I don't know what the gripe is with him. He does miss some easy chances, of course, but we know that coming in. So he is who he is. He was who he was in the tournament. He does a lot of good things off the ball, like run into the channels. He puts a lot of he presses well. He makes the other defenders make mistakes, and his hold-up play is fine. So he does do other things very well, and 6.5 is justifiable just because at the beginning of the tournament, he did miss very easy chances, but he did score the winner against Croatia. He did score the equalizer against Italy. However, he missed the penalty against Italy. There's always the good and the bad with him, and that's all I'm going to say with him. We know who he is, though.
Actually, I'm gonna bump Morata up to a 7, only because he missed the penalty against Italy and didn't kill my dreams. So, so it's a bias. Thank you, 7. There we go. All right, let's move on to Ronaldo. I know you've got stuff that you've got to do too. I apologize, guys. I am long-winded and I talk a lot, and I apologize if I barreled over Gianotti today a lot. I am working on it. I'll let you take over. Ronaldo, floor is yours. Your favorite player of all time.
Yeah, no, not that quite. He was fine. He was good. He had a good tournament but in the team he had, it's incredible that the attacking options around Ronaldo were so bad. I'm gonna say Bruno Fernandes was bad. Diogo Jota was pretty bad. Bernardo Silva is non-existent, and it all stems to him again. Like that is creative attacking talent that you would want on any team, and it just didn't work for Portugal this time. He did score 5 goals. He did win the what's it called, the Golden Boot, but it is what it is. He led his team well, of course, because he's contributed 6 out of 7 goals, but the team behind him, especially Fernandes, especially Silva and Jota, they just couldn't. They didn't know how to play with him, and he gets an 8. I mean, his contributions.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I was lower than you. I gave a 7. And Old Sports says 7, bro. You're a low key hater. I wouldn't say low key. I'd say I'm a high key hater. No, I'm kidding. I don't hate Ronaldo. Like I said, I respect him. Again, I just expect more of him. Even in this situation, I don't know. That Belgium match was kind of a snoozer.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least with me, like I was expecting more out of Ronaldo in those situations. Heck, how many goals were penalties that he had? Not trying to do the penalty thing, but it's just I don't know. I just expect more out of Ronaldo. And I'm not saying, honestly, we've talked about this before, but when it comes to him in the future of Juventus, I'm okay with him coming back for one more year.
Yeah.
Not saying that's not my preference, but I'm not against it. Like he does a lot for he's guaranteed somewhere between 25 plus. He's guaranteed 25 plus goals a season. Like, you're getting at least that, like close to 30. So I don't know. But yeah, no doubt at his peak, the best of his generation. That's kind of where I am. But also he said the fix was in, said 9 titles without a player, and suddenly our history is forgotten. 30 goals a season with the whole of the attack sacrificing for one player is a false equivalency. We will be absolutely fine. Yep. Thank you so much.
Is always in.
Yeah, he's always commenting on here, and I do love that whole idea. And I thought it's like, it's not like he came into a nobody club and just was, just like, okay, I'm gonna bring you to the top. No, honestly, I mean, I'm not saying he brought us down, but it feels like Juventus made some sacrifices that they didn't have to make. Yeah. You can't hate when he scores 2 or 3 PKs. They missed around 5 in the group stage. That's fair. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it wasn't enough that he won Golden Boot in 4 matches against Germany, France, Belgium, and Hungary. He was average at best, maybe a 3 or 4 max. Sure. Yes. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. I don't know exactly what that means. Anyway, that's all I really have in Ronaldo. I think 7's fine. 7's not a bad score. It's not. Yeah. No, it's not. The problem is, like, these Italy players, the reason they're getting these over-the-top scores is they had great performances, but they won the damn tournament. They won something they haven't won since 1968. Yeah. They went down in history as one of the best, Italy squads in a long time. Like, I don't know what else to say. But I think 7's good. Couple ending points. What time do you need to leave? Like now? Are you okay for a couple more minutes?
Like a couple more minutes max. Yeah.
Okay. Only thing I really want to touch on. One question. I was going to go over a few of the players, but I won't do that now about Jorginho and the situation with him. But basically, here's the one question I'll leave you on. So we've talked about this. I remember I talked to people before a lot when I was always that guy saying go for Italian players. All that. I want this guy. I want that guy. Jorginho's popped up recently. If we look at it now, are the Italian players, are they underrated? Are they, what would you say with before it was always, there's not a lot of good talent for the Italian national team. That's why Juventus doesn't have it. now what does this do for the rating as players?
I think because there's been so much hype, they are obviously a little bit overrated at the moment. But going into the tournament, they're super underrated unless you watch Serie A and unless you actually watch the national team play coming into the tournament. I remember I watched the Czech Republic game, the friendly right before, and I was like, holy shit, we're actually very, very good. And I remember watching, the San Marino game doesn't count, but the previous international break, and I was like, we actually look pretty good here. And I think we have a chance. And I put money on us winning. Not a lot, obviously, because it's a tournament, but I won. So I knew what was happening. Barella was very underrated at the time. So was Chiesa. So was Jorginho. But now I think they're going to get a little bit more overhyped than they should. But that's a given because they won.
I think maybe the reason I bring this up is I remember last year Jorginho's name was floated around a lot by his agent, really, but like because Benicio Tati was there and all that. So the whole situation with him was just like, Jorginho's not that great. Jorginho's not good. We don't need him at Juventus. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, maybe we should look at him. I don't know. When I say that, I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying what is right. Is it in the middle somewhere? Is that he would be a decent player to have, or is it for
Jorginho specifically? I believe if we play a certain way, a certain formation, he'll have his role as the regista, and he'll be exceptional in that role because he always has been. The bottom of the three in the midfield. If he plays in a 2, he's not as effective because he has to kind of stay on one side. But it all depends because Allegri likes to change it up, but he's going to start off in a 4-2-3-1. So I don't think he'll be as effective. I'm going to say, you know what I mean? Like at Chelsea, he had Conte and Mount beside him. They won the Champions League. I know it was like a 3-4-3, whatever the hell they played, or whatever it was. But it was still that basis. It was still Mount, Conte, Jorginho. In Italy, it was Verratti, Barella, Jorginho. They won. So if he's in the right situation, he'll be successful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's basically it. I won't keep it any longer just because I know we've got to get out of here. Just want to say, but I appreciate your comment on that. That's what I really wanted to talk about. Maybe we can talk about it more down the road, another live we're doing. But we covered a lot today. It goes by quicker when there's two of us back and forth talking. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in today. Make sure, I didn't cover this earlier, but please like and subscribe to the channel. I talked about this in the video I dropped earlier, but basically I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I didn't do it for so long, but please like it. It really makes the biggest difference for our channel. It helps us grow. It really helps that algorithm really fill out down the road. And then we can bring you even more content, more exciting stuff. I think this is fun, good banter back and forth between each other. And then we can get you all involved down the road, especially once we have more time and maybe we can go longer than even an hour. We'll see. When I said maybe maybe I'll jump on. I don't want to rope you into that, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in today. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me at Bianconerizone, or follow the Bianconerizone at Bianconerizone, Twitter and Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Justin Silver, and follow Julian at Gennady151. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. You got that exactly right.
All right. Forza Juve, Forza Juventus, Forza Azzurri. See you guys.